French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi keshito.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bless.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
Ghana Talks Radio, number one.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
Akwaba, Raison, Bienvenue. Welcome you all to Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, where we bring you all the major news headlines making waves on the net. And also, it is a program that keeps you informed. I answer to the name Miss Regina Bliss, and seated right here is Miss Debbie Adoso, my knowledgeable guest. Good morning, Miss Debbie.
Good morning.
Hope everything is fine.
By grace.
All right. So before we move straight to today's major news headlines, I would like us to take a look at today's newspaper headlines. So on the front page of the Chronicle, we have 50 oil coins owe government 986 million Ghana cedis in taxes. GRA promises to recover the money. On the front page of Daily Guide, Bawumia and Samira in Saudi Arabia, no evacuation, aid says. On the same front page of Daily Graphic, 2 months after revised VAT, COVID-19 levy on invoices, flat rate also lingers. GRA tells consumers to insist paying only 20%. The Hawk newspaper. Galamsey devoids 9,000 hectares. Destruction soars in 3 years. Daybreak. Council of State elections. AG and Muntaka hot over Ashanti election vandals trial. The overseer. Lawyer go, lawyer come. NDC communicators back Abbas for national communicator role. Daily Post. Ghana Medical Trust Fund swears in entity tender committee, charges members to uphold integrity and protect public purse. The Ghanaian Times. Pochicom Road crash kills 16, several others injured. On the same page, we also have sustaining economic stability through industry. Yes. So that's all we have for today. But before we move straight to today's major news headlines, as I mentioned earlier, today happens to be the 5th of March 2026, and tomorrow would be 6th of March 2026. Tomorrow happens to be 69 years we gained independence by the help of our former presidents or past presidents, deceased presidents, Kwame Nkrumah. Kwame Nkrumah. He gained independence for Ghanaians. And I would say Ghana's independence paved way for other Africans to also be free. Now the question is, after 69 years of independence, what is there to be shown? Some people would be like, Obi already 69 years there. He or she doesn't borrow, but Ghana continues to borrow. They say Ghana is beyond aid, but anything. So, Ms. Debbie, 69 years of independence is happening tomorrow. So far, so good. How would you rate Ghana's independence?
Rate Ghana's independence. Well, if I want to give a number, I might fail. But what I would say is that we might not be where we wanted to be, but at least we are not where we were yesterday. So looking at the country, there is a lot of things we wanted to see, a lot of improvements, a lot of development. We also want to be in the same pace with the Western world. That wouldn't be bad. But so far, looking at what we've achieved so far, I feel like we are still marking time on the laid out procedures of Kwame Nkrumah, the new leaders we've gotten so far, what they've brought on board. Most of them, 99%, not most, all of them, are not able to complete their manifestos. Even the one they claim they've completed, they still have a lot of problems associated with that. So yes, there is a lot to achieve. We are not yet there, but at least we are not where we were yesterday. It's good, but it's not good.
So you feel it's a great milestone so far?
Not so great, but at least it's good.
It's good. Me, I'm disappointed.
It's good.
Honestly, I'm disappointed because Ghana, the way I want to see Ghana, that is not how Ghana is.
Yeah, that is because we do not get leaders who think just like the way you think. The way you think, you want Ghana to grow, you want Ghana to be in the same pace with the Western world. It wouldn't be bad if you also have people from the Western world coming here to bringing their words here for medical care, bringing their words here for education. That wouldn't be bad. But look at where we are. We are always running to their place for refuge. It's as if there is nothing going on well. So it should tell you that there is still a lot of work to do. So if I would say 100%, maybe if you're giving 100% since the world began and Ghana has been created by God, I would say out of that 100% tax that we've been given, we've only completed like 40% out of the 100, which means that we have about 60% to complete. So it should tell you that there is more work to do. But as I said, we were not where we were yesterday, because if you want to compare ourselves to other African countries, they are still marking time. And at least Ghana, it's a bit ahead, not too well. Ghana would have been far ahead than where we are today if we got leaders who think just the way you think, who want the betterment of this country, who do not take the nod to lead us, just to rob us, but took the nod to help build Ghana. Imagine, look at Kwame Nkrumah, look at the tenure of Kwame Nkrumah, look at what Kwame Nkrumah did. Look at Jerry John Rawlings. You see, people are buttressing Rawlings ruling with because he killed people. No, the man was a disciplined man. He was.
But don't you? Sorry to interrupt you. Don't you think the killing was too far?
What is too far? If you are not abiding, that is why we had discipline in Ghana. That is why we saw things moving as fast as we want it to be, because there was discipline. You know, when you do this, a month before, I remember sometime ago, Senam and I went for reporting in Accra, and it was based on this, how we dump refuse anyhow and all that, and they were bringing a levy so that they would take in. They used to cover up those mess we've caused our roads. So we wanted to speak to one woman. The woman was speaking, and then he said, if it were to be Rawlings' time, she personally told us that she experienced the tenure of Jerry John Rawlings. And then she said then time, the soldiers which are now kept in the barrack and we don't even know what they are doing, they are being taxed to move from street to street. You pay. They'll fine you to pay, they'll beat you on top, and then you pick whatever you've done there. If you see how we are being nurtured as Africans, we don't move when you talk to us in a slow pace, or when you take your time to tell us. That it doesn't instill discipline in us, but we move when you heja. That is how we are brought up. Okay, so if you want to use any firm boko, and
we don't need gentle parenting.
We don't need gentle, parenting or discipline. We need a discipline it comes with force. That is what we want. If you look at a kid in school, if you're a teacher and you are telling him or her, you are trying to come to the level of that child and make him or her understand that you need to learn, because the book you are holding, you see it as a book, but that's your whole future. If you don't handle it well, your future will get destroyed. Sometimes when you lower yourself to the level of that student, they don't get you. But when you come with a force with skin, so you see, that kind of discipline has been instilled in us. And so when you look at Rawlings' ruling, yes, he has killed a lot of people and people are using that against him. But let's forget the negative aspect and focus on the positive aspect. Can you even steal during his tenure?
No, you can't. Yeah.
Because the laws was working. And he did this one, a democracy. And
I even learned that during his time, the rate at which people are skyrocketing goods or prices, you can't.
No,
do
you
that
can't.
during his time.
I learned say I say so it should tell you that there was discipline. Yes, we don't want military rule, but military rule brings some sort of discipline. We are refusing to discipline ourselves. The most painful aspect is it's not as if we don't know that what we are doing is wrong. We know it's wrong, but it's intentional because we know the laws are not working. So that is why we have a lot of leaders who come on board and they are there to steal. They will steal because they know, say, the law is not going to catch up with them. So when we take Ghana, the Ghana I have read about during Nkrumah time and the Ghana I'm seeing now,
It has a vast difference.
Vast difference.
So would you have wished that the white people still had power and authority over us? Because if they had, especially look at their Western country, it's very developed. It is not underdeveloping. It is not now developing. It is already developed. So just imagine they still being in our time. By now, I think we have a lot of good roads, birds. There will be no bird syndrome, and a whole lot.
You see, as it stands now, we can use our mind to frame things because, you know, during those times when they ruled us, they were doing things, although they were taking our resources, they were exchanging our resources with mirror, with gunpowder, and with all that. But at least they ensured that we had certain things, like things were being put in place. But the thing is, even if they should rule us or not, so where Jimmy, excuse me, if you're a fool, you're a fool. Even if an intelligent person is ruling over you, if you're a fool, you're still a fool. Because if the person is telling you to do the right thing, you will still not do it. So even if they are ruling on us, it will depend on us. We, to make it in life, it depends on you. You've gone through school, your teacher has taught you, but for you to take it serious, it's your own personal decision.
Exactly.
Someone will tell you that your parents has done their possible best, sent you to school and did everything for you. For you to make it in your field depends on yourself. And no, your parents will not force you to do that. Where you've gone to, you know the right from wrong. So that is the same thing when it applies to we as Ghanaians. So the whites, they may rule us and then ensure that things are, because sincerely when they rule us, they will ensure that they are taking our resources, so they will ensure things are developed. Because see, even the small free time that they were able to rule us, things were going on well. But immediately they stop. The black man is capable of managing his own affairs. Kwame Nkrumah said that. He said that because he meant it and he was willing to manage the affair of Ghanaians and also ensure that other African countries manage their own affairs. But yet, if you want to. The people who came on board were not managing their affairs, but rather stealing it and then, sending it out for other people to also have advantage over it. So, see, the way they may rule us and ensure that things are being done, but for how long? Also,
so corruption didn't just start recently. It started way back. Yes. So tomorrow, as we are clocking 69, I expect sometimes when it's your birthday, you have to sit down and reflect on yourself. The good things you were able to achieve, the bad things you were also able to achieve. We are 69 tomorrow. We're still suffering from no bed syndrome. We are still suffering from poor roads. Up to now, certain public facilities do not even have the right equipment, and also our educational facilities do not also have the right equipment for students to have easy access to education. Some people still sit on the bare floor to learn at 69. Please, let's do better. I'm hoping that latest by next year, that is 70 years. 70 years, so please, let's set our things right and make sure that everything is possible. Yes. So moving to today's major news headlines. First on the news is NPP's Evans Nimako calls for national review of by-elections over consistent low voter turnout. The Director of Elections and Research for the New Patriotic Party, Evans Nimako, has called for a national conversation on the relevance and cost-effectiveness of by-elections. citing persistently low voter turnout as a major concern. Mr. Nimako said that although political parties commit substantial resources to by-elections, voter participation often remains disappointingly low. Reflecting on the recent Ayawaso East by-elections, he noted that out of approximately 49,900 registered voters in the constituency, only about 17,000 cast their ballot. You look at the turnout of a constituency that has 49,900 voters and only this number of people came out to vote. Where is the 33,000 he questioned? That is a lot of number. As I have my personal opinion about by-elections, if you look at the history, most of the time turnout in by-elections is very low. Yet stakeholders spend huge resources in this contestation. I think as a nation it is high time we give it a second look, he stated. Despite his concerns, Mr. Nimako stressed that the NPP made a deliberate decision to contest the Ayawaso East seat. He acknowledged that the candidate of the National Democratic Congress secured more votes, but maintained that electoral outcomes must be assessed within the broader political history and dynamics of each constituency. You have to look at the political history of the constituency. In all the 276 constituencies, there are strongholds, swing areas, and balanced seats. When you are going into elections, you factor all those into consideration, he explained. He dismissed suggestions that the result signals a significant shift in the party support base, noting that no political party has ever won all parliamentary seats in Ghana. Mr. Nimako assured supporters that the NPP would review its performance and continue engaging constituents ahead of future elections. So in the just recently ended Ayawaso by-elections, so out of 49,900 registered voters in the constituency, only 17,000 came out to cast their votes. So about 33,000 were not in attendance. Where were they? Miss Debbie, where were they?
They were where they know they were.
You know, this is something that has been really going on, especially during by-elections. I think they just ended by-election before the Ayawaso. The same thing, low turnout. What is causing it? Has it become a trend? Has it become a norm for people not to be engaged in this by-election? Is it a political, how would I put it? Is it a political mistake? Or is it a mistake coming from the side of the Electoral Commission? Or is it a mistake coming from our political system? Which is which?
I think low voter turnout has to do with a lot. Because one, if the people do not know who is representing a party, they don't know the person very well, the candidate is not well preach about the people, they find it very difficult to come out. Another thing is, they've experienced a lot of people in the constituency. Maybe they come, they promise this, they don't do it. And so coming out to vote is quite difficult for people to do, because they know that it will still be the same history, or it will still be the same story. Because tell me, why would I keep voting for a member of parliament? You come as an MP for my constituency and you do basically nothing. Even if constituents are in need of your support, they come, they fire your vehicle on ground, but your security man is telling them, say, Unifie. So why then should they go out to vote? So all these things are factors that, draw people away from coming out to vote. Especially has to do with the performance of maybe a particular MP in that constituency. So when we take MPP and NDC, maybe they've been an MPP candidate who has ruled there before, and then they've seen what he has done. So automatically, whoever represents a party in that particular constituency, when you work well, it is in a plus. it is a plus to your party. If you don't work well, it is still is it a negative word?
Yes,
A negative. Let me just put it this way: a negative vibe on your party. Because when you work so well, whoever comes after you, automatically they know that the next person coming is also good. Thank you. So they are going to vote, but in a way where they've experienced a candidate from a particular party, and that candidate did not or does not perform so well, they know definitely well that the next candidate that party will represent is equally going to do worse or worse than what the former candidate did, and so they are not going to vote. And then they mentioned something, even before you push yourself into going to contest. A lot of people, before they start this Ayawasu East by election, a lot of people were calling for the MPP to withdraw, another independent candidate to withdraw, because Ayawasu East is known as
the NDC.
Yes, a stronghold for the NDC. There are some constituencies, it's a very stronghold for the NDC. For it to win, it will take massive work and effort to convince the people that you can do more than the candidate representing the NDC party. So you should know that there are parties that are swings party. That Akwetia is a swing party. NDC to me winning, MPP to me winning. So that party, when you are from other party, you can still stand because your chances of winning is high because it swings. But there are constituencies where it's mainly for MPP. It's mainly for, so let's take a foot to where Afenyomakin is. That constituency is mainly for MPP because if you look at what Afenyomakin is doing in his constituency, unless he decides, say, even with that, the next person that will represent the MPP in a Futu is likely to win because of the good dates of Afenyomakin in the central region. Then when we take Okujeto Ablakwa, Okujeto Ablakwa is also a member of parliament that no one can overthrow him unless he decides even with that, the next person to represent that party, his chances of winning is high. The constituency no quite there. Oh,
something tone.
North Tone. Yes, North Tone. The chances of winning the city North Tone is high. Then when we take John Dumelo, even though John Dumelo just came to parliament, I'm telling you, he just came into parliament, but he's walking in the footsteps of these long-serving parliamentarians. And then you see what he's doing.
He has already started campaigning for the next election.
You. I don't know whether you saw a video where he has started sharing the cocoa drinks, and then he sat. Can you just imagine?
Like sipping with them, engaging with them,
opening the bottle for the students to drink.
The man is doing good.
He's doing good. See, even if you don't like him, you would like him for who he is.
Exactly.
So for such a person, I just want to say, and because also whoever come next will they'll vote for him, and that is why we always say, as a party, your footprint is the footprint you leave behind is very, very necessary. It's very, very significant because whoever comes up after you is going to tread on that. I'm not trying to divert from this whole issue, but when you take MPP and NDC, Akufo-Addo came.
I'm not diverting. It's the right thing.
Akufo-Addo came. We saw what he did. He brought FSHS, and the whole lot. So now Baumia is the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party. If Baumia wants to campaign, he will campaign on the track record of Akufo-Addo.
True.
You get it? True. He will campaign on the track record of Akufo-Addo. He will say that when Akufo-Addo came, he brought Agenda 111, he brought one district, one factory, he did this, he did that. He will campaign on that. Let's come to Mahama. Mahama also is in power right now. What has he done? He has stabilized the city to the dollar. He has scrubbed nuisance taxes. Mahama is partnering with investors and other companies so that they can create a job for the people. This man is literally leaving significant legacy. So whoever comes after Mahama
has enough evidence.
I'm telling you, because you're the one coming. You are a new candidate. Maybe they don't even know you. You're not even known to the people. But because of the work of Mahama, they know that you can even do better.
Yes.
Because he has created a very good foundation.
And I think with what you are saying, it leaves a responsibility to you coming because your immediate or your past leader did more. Right. So you're expected to do more.
Times 20 of what he did. Yeah, you get it. So all this counts. If you see a particular constituency being a stronghold of one party or the other, it's because the first person who took the nod to lead that constituency did very well. When we go to my constituency, when my parents are in Kwantani OT region, our member of parliament, I say member of parliament, I forgot his name, but that man, he wouldn't wait for an election to do good. I can tell you, see what Okudzeto Ablakwa did, giving fuel. Some time ago, he was giving free fuel to Okada riders. This man will build schools for people. He even gives scholarship to students to study. If you're a very intelligent student from
Honorable John Kwabena Bless.
No, not check in Kwanta South.
Honorable Kini Geoffrey.
Exactly.
Okay.
Geoffrey Kini, hey, member of parliament. Geoffrey Kini in Nkwanta South. That's my member of parliament. This man will not wait for election to do something good. He always does it. Immediately he said, in fact, he has been in power for so many years, so be to me to know. Because he's doing so good. He gives scholarship to people. He does a lot of things in the constituency. I remember when I lost my grandfather, my dad's side, we needed to get a very big vehicle and all that. And then this man gave us a free vehicle for the funeral without taking anything. And he gave us a driver, and the driver drove us to the funeral and back. Wow. So imagine this kind of person. Now, I'll definitely vote for you. So in a way, you are gradually winning the hearts of the people. So for such a person to be overthrown by another party, a bad thing. Unless one can say, yeah, so it should. This is a common calculative something. It's a common mathematics calculation that you need to do before you venture into a particular constituency. So I feel like as a candidate, if you are targeting a constituency that is already overtaken by a party, you should start doing your homework. Start doing what the person is doing. It's not like a competition, but you are laying the foundation. So by the time that person it's a great advantage to you. So that will help. So with this, I feel like the MPP, they knew they are not going to win, but they just wanted to try. There is no harm in trying.
There's no harm in
but
trying.
The fact that, you see, they were encouraging themselves throughout the Ayawasu East by-election, because they saw that there was a low voter turnout, so they thought they were going to win. I saw a couple of them saying that, they'll win NDC top, blah, 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 blah. And at a point in time, I was trying to buy into their idea, because looking at the voter...
You were losing hope.
I was losing hope, exactly. So in my mind, I was like, oh, God, Baba Jamal will not win. Looking at what is going on, Baba Jamal. But at dawn, I took my phone, and then I saw Malik was in Tally. Everyone, he just started, everyone is green. And I know that, Baba Jamal are fat. So that is all. Just be calculative, and that's it.
All right, so just be calculative. So moving to our next major news headlines, Speaker Bagbin unveils new strategic push for direct citizen involvement in legislation. The Speaker of Parliament has announced that parliamentary settings or seatings will soon be extended to district assemblies, schools, markets, and chief palaces as part of efforts to deepen decentralization and promote citizen participation. Speaking at the Speaker's Breakfast Forum that was yesterday, March 4th, he described the move as the next giant step in Parliament's reform agenda. According to him, Parliament will take a step down to the local government structures by organizing parliamentary settings in communities across the country. Parliamentary settings will be extended to district assemblies, local markets, chief palaces, schools, and popular rendezvous and small communities where ordinary honorables will have the opportunity to deliberate and fashion out our nation's future, he stated. The Speaker stressed that the initiative will shift national debate from being confined to the majority and minority caucus to broader public ownership. The Speaker stressed that the initiative would shift national debate from being confined to the majority and minority caucus to broader public ownership. Thus, the debate will no longer be between the marvelous majority and the mighty minority. Ordinary Ghanaians will attend sessions and will own the national debate, he added. He maintained that meaningful decentralization, when properly implemented, has transformative potential for governance and democratic consolidation. So in all, what he's trying to say is Ghanaians or citizens will be able to contribute to laws made in Parliament of Ghana. So for instance, if there is a law that is supposed to be debated, let's say they are bringing a levy on one particular initiative, Ghanaian citizens, chief palaces, the market women, everyone, schools, they would have the opportunity to come to Parliament and debate on the issue. In Siciliano, the lawmaking is not only for the majority and the minority. So this is an initiative they want to start. Ms. Debbie, do you think it's a good thing? They opening the doors to Ghanaians to come in and also make their opinions known.
Yeah, it's a good thing because parliamentarians in parliament are there for the people. They are representative of their constituents. So it's good that you involve them. You know, the more reason why we don't have everyone joining parliamentarians in parliament because you have a representative. If not, then I think all of us will go there. But trust me, parliament will not contain all of us. So we need to get someone who represents us. So automatically, if I'm a member of parliament for my constituency and I go to parliament today and I speak, automatically I'm speaking on behalf of my people.
Exactly.
I'm not speaking on my own. So it means that I've gathered my infos for my constituents, put it together, present myself in parliament and then put it forward to be deliberated, lobby for my constituency. So when they include these people, it will help. So it's good when we include them to also share their thoughts. I remember when the current finance minister, Ato Forson, was being appointed, he was trying to bring an initiative on board, but before that he went to the market. He spoke to traders. He took their concern. He took their ideas. He wants to understand. Yeah, that was when they wanted to stabilize the cedi to the dollar, and then they wanted to know what best can they do. What are they not doing right, or what was the fault of the previous government? What didn't they do right, so that we can perfect our ways, so we don't fall in that same trap. So they went to the traders, they spoke to them, they took their concern, they drafted it on paper, they went back to the office, sat down, deliberated on it, and they took action. And then we saw a positive outcome. So it's not only about parliamentarian, it's good. Decentralizing it doesn't mean that more constituency one there, but no. If maybe what they are going to deliberate on is going to involve traders or something, they get maybe Mala market or your constituency where there is market, they get like 2 people from there, or maybe each constituency will bring 2 traders, or you bring them to parliament. Once you speak, because you are not in the market, you see, that's the problem. You are not in the market. Sometimes our parliamentarians wrongfully talk on behalf of the citizen. You don't really feel their impact, because since you are representing us, the state also needs to assure that your welfare is being catered for. And so certain things you do not feel it. So for example, the vehicles our parliamentarians drive, portos never for more, they don't feel it. A tomukra won't feel it. But we feel it more than them. So sometimes you need the person to be there to speak on. You are speaking on her behalf, but let her also share her part. Then you can understand her more. So when I remember the time prices of goods got skyrocketed, and then members of parliament were giving figures that do not even tally. But when you go to the market, you realize that what they are saying there and what's different. Yes, what you experience on ground is different. So when you bring this market woman to parliament, she will explain to you that this is the main problem on ground. Okay, then now you put the two together. What the member of parliament is saying, what the trader is saying, you put it together. What best can we do? Then it will help. But if we want to go the normal way to, I'm not sure it's it's helping us though, but it's not bad if we bring in a change, like what the Speaker of Parliament wants to bring. He wants to bring in like some sort of change, and I feel like it will help us. And I also know that is going to enhance local accountability as well. So imagine like the assembly, when you take the assembly for instance, assembly members are being given tax. Okay, so imagine you involve them in parliamentary duties. They know that I've been given a task. If I don't perform, because do any how am I going to speak? So they will do their work diligently, so that when they get to parliament and you are being asked to account for what you do, then you can account for. Because don't forget that sometimes money, the assemblies they get some common funds from parliament. They get from the state to, put together or work for the betterment of that particular. Yes, exactly. So when you are being included, you know that you have a tax ahead of you. You are going to take your tax so seriously, because when you get to parliament, you will be questioned. You will account for it. If you don't account for your better more. I remember some time ago, President Muhammad brought a directive that very soon he will be sacking underperforming MMDCs, and I was so happy because most of them, they are doing nothing. They are only in vehicles, one hotel to another. So if they with their side checks. So when they bring this on board, even midnight, your wife would tell you, baby, come and say, no, I have a task to accomplish. So when they include them, they know that they are being included. They have a task to perform, and at the end of the day, they are going to account for the tasks that have been handed over to him. So he's going to take his work so seriously. So I feel like this, what the Speaker of Parliament is bringing on board, it will help. Then it will improve responsiveness to local needs. If you go to a locality, they are going through a lot. Member of Parliament, on should need time, so go deep down. And see, it is assemblies that does most of the dirty work. So
assemblymen,
they do most of the dirty work. So when it's happening like that, it will help improve responsiveness of local needs as well. Then it will reduce pressure on central government. Pressure not does. So see, our MPs, they are trying. Okay, we wouldn't say they are not. They are doing.
Some of them are doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah, what kind of day? So long as they are still there, what kind of saying? Or what kind of ABB? But at least they are trying. See, you go to parliament, the session of parliament starts like 1, and then you are leaving parliament like 8 p.m. Come on, you have a lot to do. You go to your office, and then there are lots on the table to fill. So the pressure is just too much. When you decentralize it, automatically you are sharing duties, you are sharing responsibilities, and so the pressure on him reduced, and then you perform. So if after decentralizing it and you are still underperforming, next election, this one, the president or the government cannot sack you because you are being elected. The people will decide. Then it foster regional development. When we decentralize it, everyone will bring their opinion. If the place I'm coming from, where we dump our refuse is bad and all that, I come on board. Oh, Mr. Speaker, this is what is going on. I put it before you. I put it to you. At the end of the day, they will judge on it. I'll get 50% of my share to develop my constituency or to hold my constituency. So in a way, we are developing and then we are forging forward as a country. So it's a good initiative.
All right. So it says a good initiative. Do you also agree with the Speaker of Parliament that the doors of Parliament should be open to the citizens? The assembly, the chief palaces, the school, the market women, we also have a role to play, or do we have a contribution to do we have a suggestion to contribute to the laws that are being made in Parliament? Yes. So let's hear what you also have to say. So up next we have the Debbie's Grill.
Welcome to Debbie's Grill, where we talk about issues that matter to the state, void of politics, fear of favor. The minority leader, Alexander Kwenyomakin, has called on the majority caucus in Parliament to stop displaying placards bearing the image of the former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta during parliamentary proceedings, raising the issue on the floor of Parliament. Kwenyomakin expressed concern over the actions of some majority members of Parliament who held up placards portraying Mr. Ofori-Atta during the State of the Nation address. He said the move has generated strong objections from the Council of Elders of the New Patriotic Party and the former minister's family. According to the minority leader, political disagreement should not result in actions that damage the reputation of individuals who have not been found guilty by court of law. He warned that allowing such conduct to continue would create an unhealthy precedent in Parliament. He appealed to the majority chief whip and leadership to ensure that similar incidents do not occur again in order to preserve decorum and peace in the House. He noted that the family of Mr. Ofori-Atta expressed deep concern over the incident. The minority added that while Parliament remains space for political debate, personal attacks and public ridicule should be avoided to protect dignity of members and maintain mutual respect within the chamber. So this is coming from Minority Leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin. He said, why? Yes, we know kind of Ofori-Atta's issue is in court, blah, blah, blah. But why will you go to Parliament holding placards showing his picture in a way that it's a dent on his reputation? In a way you're trying to tarnish his image, because Ken Ofori-Atta, according to him, Ken Ofori-Atta has been good to the people of Ghana. Well, then will you go, showing placards? What has he done? Like, it's a ridicule to him and his family members. This is Afenyo-Markin telling us this. Now, Ken Ofori-Atta wasn't shy when he was engaged in signing contract that involved, the state disbursing fund into projects, into contract, and at the end of the day, we don't see those projects and we don't see that money. As for that, it wasn't a dent to the image of Ghanaians. It wasn't a disrespect to Ghanaians. When funds were allocated, when he kept sighing for funds to be allocated into projects that never exist, projects that we never saw with our eyes, that is not a disrespect to Ghanaians. So we should take it lightly. We should sleep. We should take water and sleep over it, because it's normal. Everyone at all can do it. Yes, the law states that you don't have to call someone, you don't have to prove someone guilty, or you don't have to conclude that a person is guilty if the court hasn't declared him or her guilty. But as the majority state that Ken Ofori-Atta is guilty, they are just showing placard. And that placard is sending an info across that Ken Ofori-Atta needs to come back. Ken Ofori-Atta needs to be questioned. Since the MPP is not ready to speak on his behalf, he needs to come and answer the question for himself. Because I'm not sure Ken Ofori-Atta will take a decision without involving the members of his party. No, it doesn't happen like that. He can't take a decision on his own. He belongs to a group. He belongs to a party. And so when you're taking a decision, everyone is involved. And then you sit and you tell us that they shouldn't hold placard. It's a disrespect to him. It's a disrespect to the family. And what he did is not a disrespect to Ghanaians. It is something that is good. It's something that should be applauded. It's something that we should praise him for. Do you know what that 58 or 51 million that was being pumped into the National Cathedral can do for Ghana? Do you know what that money can do for this country? We can equally use that money to construct roads. We can use that money to build hospitals. We can use that money to build schools. But here lies the case. We can't find the money. And Ken Ofori-Atta is nowhere to be found. And then you are saying they shouldn't wear placards. And your black placards no mokitano. What does he say? It's a picture. But just like the way the saying goes, akutia biani nira. And so they've concluded on the issue. But I feel like the minority leader, in a way, needs to be careful, because I feel it's too much. It's becoming too much. See, we have parliamentarians. Yes, we respect you. But sometimes when you go over the board, you should know you've gone over the board. And you should realign yourself properly. The MPP could have done worse. Let's take this cocoa issue, for instance. The MPP has taken this case like a World Cup. Even after the government or the president organized stakeholders to engage the cocoa farmers, of which most of them, let me say 99.9%, are in agreement with the government. Some members of the MPP went back to confront them, making it look as if it's intentional. And with what you are doing, as for that, they're normal. It's normal. It's normal to the government. But you've forgotten that you've held power before. You were not even able to handle the cocoa sector. The MPP should come out and tell us what they did for cocoa farmers when they were in power. What at all did they do for cocoa farmers when they were in power? And now, that is the only issue they have. If you see a group of MPP members sitting down to talk, it's about cocoa. That is all they have. They have nothing else to say. And that is why they are peddling falsehoods. They are making claims that do not exist. They are making claims without even vivid evidence. Just to score, for political gain. What we are saying is that kind of Oriata, by who or crook, needs to appear here. And I know he will come. But he will come. He needs to be questioned. We need to retrieve those money. We can't just allow those monies to fly just like that. No. That is what we are saying. If we don't do that, then what is the essence? If we don't do that, are we not creating rooms for other people to follow that same route? If we don't do that, are we not encouraging corruption? Is that not what we are doing? So the majority should keep quiet. Even this, they did not even talk. They sent placard when President Mahama was delivering a State of Nation address. It's just to give out information that kind of Oriata, we are waiting for you. But you see, the problem is that they don't realize that they are even doing more than what the majority is doing. Now, more call parliament with a sash, with cocoa, and also, what does it mean? What are you trying to portray? What are you trying to tell the government? You went to parliament with sash and cocoa just to tell the government that the government is not doing so well in cocoa, forgetting that you handled that same thing and you did worse. You even left a debt for the current administration. You should be happy. You should be even applauding the government because they are paying the debt that was inherited from you. And then because of cheap political gains, we tend to say anything at all. It's not good. What we are saying, see, our main focus is to stop corruption. Our main focus is to bring an end to it. Our main focus is that those monies needs to be retrieved. If at the end of the day, God being so good, Ken Oforiatta is back into the country, he's being questioned, and investigations are ongoing, and everything shows that Nehonson, that is it. But if investigation goes on, and everything shows that he's found guilty, and also but as it stands now, you can't tell the majority that they shouldn't hold placards of Ken Oforiatta. It's a disgrace to the family. Come on, a disgrace to the family. What he did to Ghana is not a disgrace and a disrespect to the ordinary citizens. Using taxpayers' money. Pumping taxpayers' money into projects that do not exist. You don't see that as a disgrace. And you don't see that as a disrespect to the ordinary Ghanaians. You don't see that. And then because they hold placards with big chanting, no, no. I think where we've gotten to, let's upgrade. Okay, it will not help us. All that we want is that for him to come back. You see, this man is actually making the thing so difficult for himself. Like by now, I say, if you know one song, simple as ABC. When you are being questioned, you give your answer. Because even after the interrogation, they will still need to investigate. Yes, we know that there was a project called National Cathedral. We know an amount of money has been pumped into it. We know the cathedral now has become a manhole. But even though we know, they will still investigate. That is the Ghana we find ourselves. They will still investigate. We know that they've signed contract with SML and all that. We are aware. But they will still investigate. So when enye bibia ye twem bebresa but to one no simple na bibia ko what's it that? And now they are trying to remind him that see and yes you if you was saying and they are saying that it's a disrespect. It's a disrespect to his family. Not a disrespect to Ghanaians. Not a disrespect to the taxpayer. The taxpayer who pays money and sees nothing out of what he pays for. You know how painful it is when you pay money into something and you don't get anything from it. You know how painful it is. You feel as if you are wasting your resources. It's just like you pouring water on a stone. You are wasting water. Even if you pour water back to the river, you know that when you are in need, you can still get water to fetch. But when you pour it on a stone, it becomes a waste because you can't fetch it. And then we pay taxes, we don't see what the money is being used for. Na yenko tia obi akakosha nyame bona ye ne kwakotua onka. And then we are asking for you to come back and also Daniel said. You see, for one thing, this one is a fair advice for the minority. I feel like the talking is too much. Yes, you're supposed to act as a watchdog to ensure that the majority is doing the right thing. But I feel like sometimes when you overdo it, you become a laughing stock to the people. Even if all you are saying is the right thing, you are bremo. Because they are not going to listen to it. They will not. Any say Yakoka say the security and recruitment is full of scam. Any BNE. You get it now? So sometimes I feel like the minority needs to take their time. You take your time before you come out to speak. You might feel like you are talking to the people, you are talking for the people. That is how they see it. But you don't know that they are fed up. They are fed up. And you know the most funny aspect? The same party you are fighting for, you don't even have an idea how fed up people are with you. But just that they won't tell you. That is the most funniest, scariest of it all. And the funny aspect is that, excuse me, I'm not saying that the minority leader is fooling or something, but I'm just citing an example. The most funny and scariest aspect of it is when you are fooling and people know that you are fooling and they are hailing you to fool. You are fooling, and they know you are fooling. They know that what you are doing, nothing profitable come out from it. But instead of them to tell you, they are helping you to fool. That is the most dangerous aspect, because when you are falling down, you fall down like that grind, and no one will help you to rise. And that is when you realize that you've made a fool out of yourself. So please, a word to the wise is in the north and not the south. Thank you for making time with me on Debbie's Girl.
Thank you for making time with us on Debbie's Girl. Debbie, see, a word to a wise is in the north and not the south. This is Bas, my nigga.
Bas, my nigga.
So to the minority, you heard what Miss Debbie said. I wouldn't talk much on it. Good luck to you people, because I know definitely you do something again. Miss Debbie will pick it up and come and grow you on her Debbie's Girl. I don't know if it's chicken, beef, sausage, steak. I don't know which is which, but she would very soon grow you.
Every girl is a grill.
Every girl is a grill. So thank you so much for joining us on the first segment of Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Up next, Miss Debbie will be bringing you the morning news, and we will be back again with the second segment of the show. Please stick and stay.
Business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond. Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
Ghana Talks Radio, UK, Abrochimemu, era from Ghana Muha at the sound system, which is spinning machine papa, a free amana never be good among Ghana Muha. It is a we a year, we engagement, we wedding, we birthday party. Political parties are more rally, some way more crusade. So we'll book carnival or any kind of event. Now we'll pay spinning machine papa a boa sound in the moon at the dia any may come for GTR sounds at the amount. Your live band in so our tones at the frame ya beat me abababua ama ujumedia woody and so at me I come up. Yawa enkan pupuni mantemo anya aponchi hotel a hope pepe ena yebutu odi anse wo be frɛ mpanifo ɛwɔ 0546960510 GTR sounds emu ode angaza.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko nikosi alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bless,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on GTR.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to the morning news update on Ghana Talks Radio. Coming up, 15 inmates granted bail on the Justice for All program. President Independence Day awards an outstanding BEC students across all regions. Close SAC reject proposal to make Controller and Accountant General's Department independent. Also coming up in the news, NDC government faces backlash over broken promises and economic challenges. Ghana security concerns grow as President delays Defense Minister appointment. These and many more coming up shortly in business, sports, and showbiz. To our first story, 15 inmates at the Koforidua prison have been granted bail after the applications were approved during the Justice for All program in prison court sitting held at the facility on Wednesday, March 4th. Out of 31 cases presented to the court, 4 prisoners were convicted and had their cases adjudicated. 2 inmates were referred for psychiatric treatment, 2 applications were refused, 5 cases were struck out, and 3 were withdrawn. The Justice for All program, first held in 2007, recorded a total prisoner population of 13,800 with 4,218 remands, representing 30.57% of inmates. Current figures from the judiciary based on Ghana Prison Service records indicate a total inmate population of 13,620, comprising 1,745 remands, representing 12.8%, and 11,875 convicts, representing 87.19%. A justice of the Court of Appeal, Ekriasewa Saribotre, who supervised the proceedings, briefed the media on the significance of the program. She noted that the Justice for All initiative has become a symbol of Ghana's commitment to upholding the rule of law, safeguarding human rights, and ensuring that justice is neither delayed nor denied.
Ladies and gentlemen, members of the media, under Article 14.4 of the 1992 Constitution, a person who is arrested or detained must be released either conditionally or unconditionally or on reasonable conditions if they are not tried within a reasonable time, even if further proceedings may follow. However, what amounts to a reasonable time has not been clearly defined in law. This lack of clear standards, together with certain institutional challenges, has led to many accused persons in Ghana being held on remand for excessively long periods without trial. In some cases, detainees have spent even more time awaiting trial than the maximum sentence that the offense they are accused of committing carries. The first Justice for All program was held under the leadership of a Ladyship Justice Georgina Theodora Wood in 2007. We have progressively improved since then. At the time of the inception of the program in 2007, the total prisoner population was 13,800, out of which 4,218 were remands or pretrial inmates, constituting 30.57% of the total prisoner population. This high remand population contributed substantially to the then acute overcrowding in the prisons, which stood at 72.41%. It is refreshing and my pleasure to announce to you that as of yesterday, the 2nd of March 2026, data from the Ghana Prison Service Records Unit indicates that the total inmate population is 13,620, which comprises 1,745 or 12.81% remands and 11,875 or 87.19% convicts. Over the last 19 years, the program has impacted on the remand population in the prisons, bringing it down from 30.57% to 12.84% currently. We can attribute this marked improvement to good collaboration and capacity building of criminal justice institutions, that is the judiciary, law enforcement, that is the police, IOCO, etc., prosecuting institutions such as the Office of the Attorney General and the Legal Aid Authority. All these entities have been consistent in taking measures and invested a lot in the efforts to improve the criminal justice delivery system. The judiciary has also introduced nationwide training to ensure judges strictly follow Section 96 of the Criminal Procedure Act and the Supreme Court decisions when dealing with bail. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the statistics for today's Justice for All sitting in the Koforidua prisons as follows. The total number of cases that were presented was 31. The number of bail applications granted was 15. The number of prisoners who were convicted and dealt with today was 4. The number referred to psychiatric treatment was 2. The number of cases that the applications were refused were 2. 5 cases were struck out and 3 were withdrawn. The Justice for All program has proven to be more than a response to overcrowding. It has become a symbol of Ghana's commitment to upholding the rule of law.
The President's Independence Day Award ceremony, which took place on March 3rd recognizes 52 exceptional students from across Ghana's 16 regions for their outstanding performance in the 2025 Basic Education Certificate Examination. Among the awardees were 4 students with visual or hearing impairment, showcasing the government's commitment to inclusive education. Deputy Education Minister Dr. Clement Apak says the selection process is transparent and rigorous, ensuring fair representation from both public and private schools. It stressed that the initiative aimed to motivate students to strive for academic excellence. The awardees will receive laptops, plaques, and Nestle souvenirs and a year's supply of Nestle products, among other prizes. The ceremony is part of Ghana's Independence Day celebrations, with this year's event themed around recognizing academic achievement and promoting quality education.
And our hard-working award winners. It is my singular honor, on behalf of the Minister for Education, Haruna, and the Ministry of Education, to welcome you all to this year's President's Independence Day Awards ceremony. Today, indeed, is a proud day for Ghana's education sector. It is a day to witness the outcome of structured systems, deliberate policy implementation, strong partnerships, and above all, the dedication of students and teachers across our dear Republic. This year, we celebrate 52 awardees selected through an inclusive process coordinated by the Ghana Education Service. These students represent every region in Ghana. We have 32 awardees from public schools from each region, 1 male and 1 female. We have 16 students from private schools. We have 2 students who are the best visually impaired students as far as the 2025 BEC is concerned. And we have 2 hearing impaired students, 1 from the Eastern and 1 from the Greater Accra region. This regional and inclusive structure reflects a deliberate national commitment. Excellence must be identified everywhere, and opportunity must reach everyone. We commend the continuous support. We commend the continuous effort by the Ghana Education Service in the selection and verification process of careful validation, ensuring fairness across public and private institutions, and full inclusion of learners with special educational needs. This credibility.
The Civil and Local Government Staff Association of Ghana, CLOSAG, has rejected a proposal to make the Controller and Accountant General's Department independent of the Ministry of Finance. CLOSAG's Executive Secretary, Mr. Bampo Ado argues that granting independence to Controller and Accountant General's Department could create institutional confusion, weaken fiscal coordination, and compromise efficient financial administration. The proposal, part of the Constitution Review Committee's recommendation, aimed to establish an independent constitutional body. However, CLOSAG believes the department's mandate falls squarely within the Ministry of Finance oversight responsibility and should remain under its administrative control. CLOSAG also welcomed parliamentary oversight, but insisted that the Ministry of Finance should retain ministerial oversight. The association stands in line with concerns about maintaining fiscal discipline and coordination in Ghana's public financial management.
We disagree with the proposals to establish the Controller and Accountant General as an independent or hybrid independent constitutional office. The mandate of the Controller and Accountant General Department falls squarely within the mandate and functional oversight responsibilities of the Ministry of Finance. The CAG operates as an implementation agency of the ministry in executing government accounting, ensuring payments control, and performing treasury management functions. As part of the executive machinery responsible for implementing fiscal policy, the CAGD should remain administratively situated within the mandate of the Ministry of Finance rather than be structurally separated into an independent constitutional body. Implications of making CAG independent. Elevating the department to an independent status could create institutional confusion, weaken physical coordination, introduce bureaucratic duplication, and complete efficient financial administration. B. Implication of appointment of the CAG by the Council of State. Furthermore, we object the proposal for the Council of State to recruit, vet, and make binding nominations to the President for the appointment of the Controlling Accountant General. The proposal is at variance with our firm principles of leaving departmental appointments to governing councils, who have the necessary institutional memory to select, vet, and appoint on merit basis an appropriate institutional head. Implication of oversight of Parliament over the performance of the Controlling Accountant General's Department. Like all public organizations in Ghana, the proposal for Parliament to exercise oversight performance of the Controlling Accountant General through its relevant committees in accordance of law is welcome. However, the Ministry of Finance should remain the bona fide body to exercise ministerial oversight over the activities of the
National Democratic Congress government is facing criticism for allegedly betraying Ghanaians, with opposition figures accusing it of broken promises and poor governance. Dennis Miracle Abuaje, Director of Communications for Baumia's camp, criticized the government, stating it as a crime to betray the trust of ordinary Ghanaians. This was after the NDC's promise to tackle illegal mining has gone unfulfilled, with the issue persisting after a year in office.
Blue water guards is not from this government. Before this government came, there were water guards in there. The only thing the government did was change their uniform from yellow to blue. It was there. What new initiative has this government brought into the Galamsey fight since they came to power? Before they took over office in January, there were military and policemen fighting. Operation Vanguard had a single command unit. Operation Galamstop has a single command unit. They are thieves. They are criminals. They are buying proceeds of crime. That is who they are. That you mislead people in this manner, that you betray people in this manner is a crime. There is no greater crime than betrayal. Listen, I get emotional when I see this government behave this way. Because we all accepted that we're in a difficult situation. And you came to tell us so much. I went to River Ofen. This is a police checkpoint. This is where the Galamsey is. I still have the shots. I went to River Pra, right in the center. You know the Pra River has a big bridge on it. When you are driving on the bridge, you can count like 20 chamfans and 30 excavators right by the road. The Upper Dencha East NDC chairman held a military man, almost strangulating him, telling them to leave the area so he can mine. You know the NPP, NDC national executives who were referred by the president to the security agencies to investigate them. Yes. It's been a year. Some DC is actually taxing the Galamseyers and taking money from them. There's a DC somewhere in the Half region that is using his own pickup truck to protect the Galamseyers. What a shame. What a shame. What a pathetic situation we find ourselves as a country. Why can't people just be different just a little bit? Why? And these are the same people who introduced this kind of Galamsey into this country. Until the NDC introduced this kind of water and forest area Galamsey in 2010, we didn't have this. They brought it into this country. The same group of people.
Ghana's security is under scrutiny as President Mahama faces criticism for not appointing a substantive defense minister months after the tragic helicopter crash that claimed the lives of former defense minister Dr. Edward Omani-Boama and other officials. Reverend Ntim Fojo, ranking member on Parliament's Defense and Interior Committee, describes the delay as a reckless and a threat to national security. The absence of a defense minister, he said, has left Ghana vulnerable to external threat with recent attacks on Ghanaian traders in Burkina Faso, highlighting the need for strong leadership at the Defense Ministry. And Team Fojo calls for immediate action, urging President Mahama to appoint a qualified defense minister to lead efforts to retool the Ghana Armed Forces and ensure territorial integrity.
I speak as one of the 4 million cocoa farmers and their dependents who have been rendered poorer, who have been deceived. And today you are making reference to Ivory Coast. No Ivory Coast minister went around seeking votes of cocoa farmers, promising them 6,500 per bag. You did, and you turned around to take and to cheat them, to shortchange them, and to steal 1,000 cedis from one bag of cocoa. Mr. Speaker, a pirate incident reported in Senya Breku on our own territorial waters. Our fisher folks no longer feel safe because of a systemic leadership failure in the defense sector by the failure of the president in appointing a substantive minister for defense for 7 months now. Mr. Speaker, no serious country will go without a defense minister substantive for 7 months amid all the threats in our geopolitics.
In business, charcoal, plantain and school-related costs were the biggest drivers of Ghana's inflation in February 2026, even as overall price pressures continued to ease. Data from the Ghana Statistical Service showed that the top 20 items alone accounted for the bulk of 3.3% year-on-year inflation recorded for the month. Charcoal emerged as the single largest contributor, posting a 53.1% year-on-year increase. Although prices dipped slightly on a month-on-month basis, its weight in household consumption kept it at the top of the inflation table. Green plantain followed closely, with prices up to 67.9%, reinforcing continued volatility in staple food market. River fish and smoked herrings also recorded double-digit increases, highlighting persistent pressure on protein sources. Education-related expenses also featured prominently. Public and private secondary schools fees rose 10% year-on-year and increased 4% between January and February. Pre-primary and primary education costs also contributed to overall price growth. Housing-related costs showed renewed momentum. Rent payments recorded a 7.4% year-on-year increase, with a sharp month-on-month rise of 5.3%. Other notable contributors included vegetable oil, cooked rice, tomato paste, hotel accommodation and local dishes. Despite the easing in headline inflation to its lowest level since 2021 rebasing, the item level breakdown suggests that price pressures remain concentrated in food staples, household energy substitutes, and education services. For business, the data point to continued cost sensitivity in food retail, hospitality, housing and private education, even as macroeconomic stability gradually improves. To sports, a few days after Pedro scored his first hat-trick of goals in his professional career, he mirrored the goal feat to lead Chelsea to a big win in the English Premier League. Chelsea hammered Villa 4-1 at the Villa Park, with Pedro leading the way with his hat-trick of goals. Cole Palmer scored in the big win for the Blues. The win put Chelsea within 3 points of fourth place Aston Villa. Chelsea have 48 points, while Villa have 51 points. Pedro has been in fine form since Chelsea head coach was hired to replace the former coach. In an interview with TNT Sports, the Brazilian described it as special. In showbiz, Ghanaian comedian Clement Bonny, popularly known as Mr. Beautiful, has declared his desire to become president of Ghana. Speaking to Kwame Dazi in an interview, he said although he had not mind occupying smaller political position, his ultimate ambition is the highest office in the land. When asked whether he would consider starting as a member of parliament, he said he has the resources and his constituents believe in him. The actor and comedian added that he is not the type of person who would say the time is not right. Last year, Mr. Beautiful was appointed as a member of the government board of the Creative Arts Agency. According to him, the board has already held a number of meetings and is looking forward to greater progress for the sector through their actions. In the meantime, the government has announced the allocation of 20 million Ghana cedis to the Creative Arts Agency to be used as a seed fund for the film fund. Another 20 million Ghana cedis has been earmarked for the film sector alone to help develop the industry. Mr. Beautiful, who disclosed that he became a card-bearing member of the NDC in 2010, also expressed satisfaction with the current state of Ghana's economy. On some global updates, Nigerian authorities have suspended all pilgrimage to Israel and occupied West Bank with immediate effect, citing security concerns linked to the escalating conflicts in the Middle East. The decision was announced by the Nigerian Christian Pilgrim Commission, the national body responsible for coordinating Christian pilgrimage. In a statement, the Commission said the measure was necessary to prioritize the safety and comfort of Nigerian pilgrims. The conflict has spread across the Middle East following United States and Israeli strike on Iran, which killed the country's supreme leader. Iran has responded by launching attacks on Israel and United States allied states in the Gulf. Many flights to the Middle East have been cancelled as countries across the region have shut their airspace, leaving passengers stranded. Reverend John Hayab from the Christian Association of Nigeria told BBC that all the Nigerian pilgrims in Israel and the West Bank, about 600, had been evacuated to Jordan and then back to Nigeria since the conflict broke out on Saturday. The suspension of the Christian pilgrimage applies to all state-organized trips as well as those arranged by private tour operators. Officials said the ban will remain in place until the situation in the region stabilizes. Thousands of Nigerian Christians go on pilgrimage each year to biblical sites in Jerusalem, Bethlehem, and Nazareth. The journeys, often subsidized and coordinated by state government, are a significant part of the Nigeria's religious calendar. Nigerian, Africa's most populous nation, is home to a large Christian population, particularly in the south of the country. The pilgrimage are widely regarded as being spiritually significant, with many saving for years to make the trip. Easter, which falls in a month, is one of the most popular times for Christians to go to Israel and the West Bank. Many Nigerian Muslims trying to get to the holy city of Mecca and Saudi Arabia, also known as the Lesser Pilgrimage, have also been affected by the cancellation of flights to the region. Unlike Hajj, which has fixed date once a year, the Umrah can be performed at any time and involves a shorter set of religious sites. Abu Bakr is one of those stranded in the northern Nigerian city of Kano after buying plane tickets and securing accommodation in Mecca. And that's a wrap on the morning news update. Do well to log on to all socials at Ghana Talks Radio for more news updates. My name is Deborah Adolso. Thank you so much for sticking tuned to your radio. Do have a good morning.
All the power.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1.
It's a very bright Thursday morning. Good morning and welcome once again to the second segment of the GTR Breakfast Show, where we dive deep into topical issues ranging from politics, social, business to international. You can also join in with your comment and that will be much appreciated. Well, I won't be doing this alone. I have two gentlemen joining me and they will help dive into issues. I mean, this is to inform and to educate us as well. My name is Deborah Adoso and I'm sitting in today for Miss Esenam Fiagbedu, who is attending to a very urgent meeting. So I have with me in the studio Mr. Augustine Dodu. Yes, an NDC communicator, regional communicator for the NDC. Mr. Dodu, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
I'm fine. I like your dress.
Thank you very much.
It's nice. Maybe I'll borrow it after the show.
Exactly.
Okay. Before we dive into our discussion for today, I would like us to look at something very brief, and that has to do with voters' inducement, where politicians buy votes of, allegedly, politicians buy votes of citizens just so they will vote for them. Now, just yesterday, there was an appeal to bring out a law or criminalize a law or draft a law that will criminalize such an act, so that in case a politician is being caught in that act, I mean, the law will deal with the person. But the Member of Parliament for Akutia said,
Yeah, you see, this has been a whole issue in this our political terrain, where you see politicians inducing voters to vote for them. But in my perspective, I would say that a lot of them don't go personally to do that. Sometimes it's true they are maybe their campaign team, member of their campaign team will do that. But personally, you know, I have not seen on record that a politician is giving money to induce. Sometimes it's through their campaign members. They try to, you know, solicit votes for the, you know, the parliamentary candidate. That is why it goes to that extreme. But I would say that it is not a good habit to be inducing voters to vote for you. Go with your policies, and if they are interested in your policies, they would vote for you. So I think if that law is being passed, it will help. But believe you me, you know, in this country that it will not stand.
No, why would it stand?
Exactly, because the politician will tell you that I'm not the person, I'm not the one giving out, issuing that, you know, financial support to those people or giving such items to those people. I am not involved. I don't know who is involved. You understand me? So if you are making a law to fight that, then you wouldn't get any, because they would personally tell, did you see me in the act? No, you didn't. You understand me? So after enacting that law, what will happen? Nothing. It can't hold water. So I just feel they should just go in with their manifestos and what they can do for the community itself, than to issue items for them.
But what measures do you think we can put in place to stop this voter inducement? Because I know personally it's bad.
That is why I would always celebrate the NDC and our General Secretary Fifi Kwete in what happened in Honorable Baba Jamal's situation at Ayawaso East. He released a statement detailing that NDC does not support and will practically not support such attitude. That tells you that the NDC as a party does not support such attitude from its parliamentary candidates. So this should give you a clear indication that we in the NDC, when we see any parliamentary candidate in that direction, you'll be sanctioned. A lot will be done to you.
So why didn't you sanction Baba Jamal?
Baba Jamal, in his case, wasn't seen giving out any.
But there was an interview where he accepted the fact that he gives out, and then he said it is part of him.
Being part of it, if he says he's giving out, he didn't deliberately state that I will give out this. People live elsewhere from Nima, and then they have to take transport to Nima to vote. Sometimes they are financially constrained, you understand me? So basically, when you give out support to them to maybe come and vote, it doesn't mean you are inducing them. Maybe you want to reduce their stress of moving from where they are to the very location where they are supposed to vote. Some of them don't have money, so
the voter who is supposed to vote and pick a member of parliament
does
not have money to vote.
People, some of the people really doesn't live in the community. So they move from elsewhere. People are from Akwetia and they vote in Nima, and sometimes they'll tell you that, oh, come on, I really don't have enough, so if you could give me this to support my transport. Doesn't mean you are inducing the voter. The voter can come and won't vote for you. You understand me? I can have a good relationship with you, but trust me, I'm not the one you would vote for. I have not seen your vote. So if Baba Jama in our way accepted, then he accepted in form of maybe transportation to help them. Exactly, that is what I would say.
You see, in his case, we saw instances where, and some of the constituents claimed that they received a television.
You see, that is why I'm specifically saying that was Baba Jamal seen distributing. It was claimed, it was alleged that, but it wasn't seen in the act, meaning he didn't do anything. You understand? He wasn't seen in the act that, okay, Baba Jamal is giving something to, or I am giving something to you. You understand me? Maybe my campaign team members felt like, supporting my, election doesn't mean I did it personally. You understand me? So that is what I can say about that.
Okay. All right. Now, God willing, tomorrow, Ghana, you're smiling. Yes, our Independence Day is tomorrow. Yes, and then Ghana is grown. Yeah, we are moving forward, but I've heard a lot of people complaining that where we are, that is not where we are supposed to be. So imagine Ghana was supposed to be a human. And looking at the age of Ghana and where we've got into with the developmental project and everything going on, are we on the right side or on the safer side? Or you feel there is more to do?
There is more to do, and His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is doing his best for this country. You could see that in previous years, when he was sworn in as a president, our 68th independence, it wasn't done at the Independence Square, because those days they used to spend a lot. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is resisting profligate expenditures, so they just did it at the Jubilee House just to prevent any reckless spending. So I think His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has a good direction for Ghana, and you could see from all macroeconomic indicators, which clearly shows that Ghana is moving in the right direction. Yes.
So you're happy with where we are right now?
Yes, I'm happy with where we are now because
everything is going on well.
1 year in government and you've not heard any form of scandal, it's a plus for this government. It's not easy. 1 year in government. In our previous administration, within 3 months, and we saw what happened. You understand?
What happened during the previous administration?
And I know that we saw ex-president Nana Akufo-Addo taking brown envelopes on TV. Yes, and I know. So
I don't know.
You can check. You can check.
Okay.
You can verify. So our 1 year in administration in government is very, very, very good. And you can see that all the ministers have clean hands and no one has been accused of any kind of corruption. It's a plus for this government, and I think we are moving in the right direction.
Okay. Yeah. So we will now move to our main topic for discussion. Yes. Okay. Yes, so I'll have to read something very brief, then we will start.
All right.
He will definitely be here with us. Yes, the MPP you are waiting for him to grow him. Don't worry, he will come.
The way they messed up this economy.
He will come. He will come. My producer has spoken to him and he has assured us that he's on the way. So don't worry. Okay. I don't know what you will be using to grow him, but he's coming.
I just want to ask him why they messed up the economy. That's the simple.
Okay.
It's not like I want to grow him or something. But
I see.
I just want to ask him a simple question: why they messed up the economy?
So to you, they messed up the economy.
Exactly. They really messed up the economy.
Then the way I'm looking at it is like you are well prepared. He's coming. He will definitely get here. Okay, so Ghana's year-on-year inflation rate has declined further to 3.3% in February 2026, marking the 14th consecutive monthly drop, the lowest level recorded since 2021 rebasing of the Consumer Price Index. According to data released by the Ghana Statistical Service, the Consumer Price Index for February 2026 stood at 264.4, up from 255.9 February 2025. This represents a 3.3% increase in the general price level over the 12-month period. On a month-on-month basis, inflation was 0.8% in February, indicating that prices rose marginally between January and February. The February inflation rate represents a 0.5 percentage point drop from 3.8% recorded in January 2026 and a sharp 19.8 percentage point decline from 23.1% recorded in February 2025. The steady downward trend signals improving price stability, strengthens expectation of sustained macroeconomic recovery. Food and non-alcoholic beverage inflation slowed significantly to 2.4% in February, down from 3.9% in January. Non-food inflation, however, edged to 4.0% from 3.8% the previous month. In terms of origin, locally produced items recorded inflation of 4.5%, slightly down from 4.6% in January. Imported items saw a sharper slowdown, with inflation falling to 0.6% from 2.0% in January. Inflation for goods declined to 3.2% in February from 3.7% in January. At the regional level, the Savannah region recorded the lowest year-on inflation rate of -5.6%, while the Northeast region also recorded the highest at 8.9%. The continued decline in inflation suggests easing price pressures across most sectors of the economy, reinforcing signs of macroeconomic stabilization as Ghana moves further away from the high inflation environment experienced in 2025. So yesterday, we had, shall I say good news? Of course, yes. We saw inflation reduced to 3.3%. And we had people, I've seen a former Minister for Information, Kojo Mponkruma, also making a claim that the inflation drop is artificial and fragile. It's not something that will last, especially looking at the cost of electricity. Looking at the cost of transport, rent, and food prices. It's as if the inflation drop is just stated on paper, but this was actually from Ghana Statistical Service. He said it's an artificial.
It is very pathetic to hear from, a honorable person like Honorable Kojo Opon Nkrumah stating emphatically that the inflation rate now is artificial, because Joy News, that was yesterday, Honorable Stephen Amwa, the former deputy finance minister, stated categorically that he was on his way from Kumasi to Accra. He bought a bunch of plantain, which he used to buy at 100 cedis, but surprisingly, he bought it at 50 cedis. So he feels that the economy is really moving in the right direction. So if a former deputy finance minister has stated this, then what again is Honorable Opon Nkrumah saying? A deputy finance minister who they recklessly manage this economy is now saying that he bought a bunch of plantain at 50 cedis and he was so amazed. So what is Honorable Opon Nkrumah saying? Are they contradicting their own selves? Because if your deputy finance minister is saying this, and you're also saying another thing, meaning you don't even have a stand. You understand? So this is really reflecting the lives of people. I can quote that formerly cement prices were very high, at a price of 130 cedis. When we're leaving power in 2016, it was 30 cedis. Now it's 75 cedis. Tell me the economy is not growing. So this is not artificial. This is something people are feeling in their lives and in the economy.
So you are saying that it translates, or yes, in a way translates in the living standard of the Ghanaian people.
Yes,
but Opon Nkrumah is saying that it's a lie, because when you go to market, you are saying that the economy is stabilized and then inflation has reduced. So why are Ghanaians still complaining?
What's the price of petrol now? It's at 11 cedis. And what is the price they left for Ghanaians? At 17 cedis. Why is Honorable Kojo Opon Nkrumah saying it's not reflecting the lives of people? What about e-levy? When you send money, are you charged for e-levy? No. Meaning it's reflecting the lives of people. You understand me? So Honorable Kojo Opon Nkrumah doesn't have a stand on this, because people are really praising His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and the work he's doing for Ghanaians. You understand me? Because Cindy rice, which used to cost 120 cedis, is now 60 cedis. And I've been buying it always, because now the economy is running smoothly. There is no $98 million which will be used to dig a big manhole and you leave it like that. There is no $12 million that Dr. Babu Baumia will take for Palugu irrigation system and squander the money without even building the block. This is not that economy. This is prudent economy. This is the robust economy by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. That's it.
So I want to ask you, are you saying this because you are a communicator for the NDC, or because you've experienced it yourself?
I have experienced it myself. You know, my mom is a trader. Understand? In those days, my mom used to buy a gallon of oil at 1,200 cedis. 1,200 cedis. But today, she buys it at 550 Ghana cedis. Is it not reflecting in my life? If it's reflecting in my mother's life, practically it is reflecting in my life. You understand me? I'm not saying this because I'm a communicator, but I'm saying this because of what I have witnessed in the economy.
Okay.
Yes.
So you see, there was also, he made a claim. You're welcome. Your contender is saying. Oh, so sorry for that. Good morning. You are welcome. Thank you so much. At least you came. So yes. So back to you, right? He made mention. Kojo Opon Nkrumah stated. I think he mentioned three things in his statement. He mentioned the high cost of electricity. He mentioned high cost of rent, and then he also mentioned the high cost of prices of goods, which you have tackled. But what of electricity? Because there have been instances, I think previously, I mean, I'm sure you saw the videos, right? Where some Ghanaians are complaining that they buy prepaid and then within a seconds, like, it's as if somebody is charming the prepaid away.
Yes, somebody did bad to Ghanaians, and it was in the time of the MPP. The MPP went to the IMF and took a loan of $3 million US dollars, and they never paid. And they went into a contract that in every 3 months there should be high increase in electricity tariffs, and within 2025 and 2028 it should be very high. So that is why we are experiencing this high cost of electricity, and they know. And sometimes I'm surprised that they go around saying there is high cost of electricity whilst they did it. They signed a contract that electricity should be high from 2025 to 2028. So what is it you have messed the economy, and you are now blaming the person who is fixing the economy? That why is it is it MPP are people who fight the economy. They fight Ghanaians. In fact, when I see people talking about economy and what is happening, I cry.
You cry?
Exactly, because you kill Ghanaians, and whilst they are resurrecting, you say that no, they shouldn't resurrect, they should die. This is the act of them. They lie through their teeth, and we know them from history, not today. You understand me? So I'm not surprised that Honorable Kojo Nkrumah is saying all this. They sign agreements for Ghanaians to suffer, and today they turn around to say that why are Ghanaians suffering? You understand me? How can you do this to ordinary Ghanaians? How can you kill Ghanaians and ask them why are they dying? You get me? So this is what they did to Ghanaians. So anyone hearing me out there, they signed a deal that every 3 months electricity tariff should increase, and they took a loan of $3 million US dollars, and that is why Ghanaians are seeing high increase in
okay, I'll come back to you. So fortunately now we have the MPP communicator joining us, Mr. James Christos.
Yes.
Christos Do. Yes. I got it right? Yes. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yes. So we are on the first topic that has to do with inflation dropping to 3.3%. Now a lot of people are saying that it's temporal, like it's not something that is going to last. They said, especially the former communicator for the MPP, Kojo Nkrumah, he said it's artificial and fragile.
Yes, very true. I was here and my brother was telling us some lies, which I see you as a father, and I'll not allow you to tell those lies. So let's go back to history. So in 2008, before doing this one, John Evans Atamil's time, inflation was around 8.73%. So after John Evans Atamil died, His Excellency, may he so rest in perfect peace, John Mahama took over the government as interim president in 2012, and inflation was 11.19%. So when he took over in 2013, it increased to 11.67%. 2014, it increased by 3% to 15.49%. In 2015, it also increased to 17.15%. And in the year they remove his incompetent government because of the mismanagement of the economy, it was at a staggering rate of 17.5%. And I'm telling you this morning, the host, there are many factors that led to this inflation rise. Number one, we have the depreciation of the currency during his time. So the currency, when John Mahama took over office, John Mahama first time, the currency was 1 cedi, and it depreciated by 110%, which is to 4 cedis, 0.31 pesewa, a staggering rate that have never happened in our history. So after that, the depreciation rate, since we exchange or we trade using the dollar, it allows our currency to be low in the world market. So when we use our currency to buy foreign goods, the cost of production then increases. So when the cost of production increases, now it will be passed on to us, the producer, by the foreigners, which Honorable Kojo Nkrumah was stating is called an artificial inflation.
So you agree with him?
I agree with him.
That is just temporal.
It's just a temporal.
It wouldn't last. So we should be ready for the increase of prices of goods and services very soon.
Very soon. The NDC here sit on the TV and said that the distance between Russia and Ghana, between Ukraine and Ghana, is very far. So how can these external shocks happen to Ghana? But now we are seeing that around the US and Israel war, we are seeing that there is a surge in oil prices. There is a surge in oil prices which may affect the economy, which His Excellency President John Mahama even admitted that this Iran-Israel war may hurt some African economies. It was the same NDC, the Sami Jenfis, the Sam George, the Ablawa, who sit on TV emphatically lied that the Russia-Ukraine war cannot affect Ghana economy. But right now, these same people, we are seeing their boss saying the different thing. So what are they trying to tell Ghanaians? Are they lying to Ghanaians, or are they saying the opposite? We told them in 2020 the surge of inflation to 54%. It was due to the Russia-Ukraine war and the COVID-19 crisis. And we are then they are in trouble and my brother here no. They were saying a lot of things. They branded with names that how can COVID jump over Cote d'Ivoire, over Kenya, over so many countries and only affect Ghana. But very soon we'll be facing the reality of the external shocks very soon.
Yeah. Please speak to the mic so that.
So very soon they'll be facing the reality of the external shock in which they undermine or in which they said it wasn't true. So two, in his first term also we have the tight microeconomic policy. There was a match of sterilization
during your administration.
No, his administration.
Okay.
His first term administration.
Okay, so you are talking about the first term of the current.
I'm linking the first
term to
the same causes that the same factors that led to the first term high inflation from 11.19% to a staggering 17.5%.
Right.
That factors, they are interrelated, so I'm trying to link them. That factors is still happening in 2025. So I'm going to the tight macroeconomic policy, monetary policy. So now the government decided that they will move excess money out of the economy by using monetary policies such as open market operations, special deposits. So during our time, Honorable Kojo Nkrumah exposed them that they will move a staggering rate of 16 billion from the economy, which they denied, and later on Governor Esiama admitted to the fact that they sterilized 60 billion away from the economy, which led to inflation coming down to 3.3%. So I see inflation being 3.3%. It's a red flag. It's never a relief. It is not felt in the actual pocket of Ghanaians. Market women are crying. Market women are crying. If you go to the market, they are not buying, they are not selling, because since due to that tight monetary policy, when they pump more money into the economy, now they don't have money to loan to commercial banks, for the commercial banks to loan to consumers. So now, since they don't have money to loan to commercial banks to can't loan to consumers, says that their purchasing power will be very weak or low. So there's nothing, there's artificial inflation they are saying, sheet inflation that they are saying. It's not happening in our pocket, it's not reflecting the ordinary Ghanaian pocket. It's an artificial and it is not sustainable. Very soon the exchange rate will expose them.
But do you know some party members of your party are saying that what the NDC is experiencing now in the economy is a very massive effort put in place by your government?
Yes, very, very true.
It's very true. then, why then will you now say that what they are doing is not going to last? Because your party members are saying they contributed, because they made a claim that so they are not referring to the NDC as they're trying to praise themselves for stabilizing the economy till now that the inflation has lowered down, but they should rather credit them because they helped them get to where they are.
Yes, we help.
You truly help the NDC.
We help them in some ways because doing the IMF reports brought something out saying that the Nana Akufo-Addo government helping like stabilizing the economy.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and also we had some measures put in place which were able to stabilize the economy. But right now they are moving from the right path to the wrong path, in which they made the same mistake in 2016.
Okay.
And they are repeating the same mistake. And my last point that I'll hit on is the utility hikes. In 2016, we saw Doomsaw was very, very, very an issue of national concern. 2 weeks, no light. 5 weeks, no light in 2016. And it is repeating itself over here. So how does Doomsaw increase inflation? Since there are higher electricity hikes, it will be passed on to the power producers such as the PUC and the ECG. So when it is passed on to the power producers, they will pass that to us in the form of higher tariffs and electricity bills, which may increase the prices of the electricity bills and tariffs.
So your opponent is saying that with what they are experiencing right now, that has to do with you buying electricity, especially prepaid, and then within a twinkle of an eye it gets finished as if somebody is charming it somewhere. He's saying that it's the cause of your government because you left a debt and they are now trying to solve it.
We left a debt.
Yes.
In the electricity industry.
So let's put it that in the energy sector.
We left
the energy sector, they left a debt of 80 billion.
So they left a debt in the energy sector. So they will now have to pay that debt and then ensure that the challenges we are facing with our electricity is being solved. Do you agree with him, or he's just trying to bring up?
Oh, the debt that we left in the electricity industry, I'm not aware of them. So
okay.
I'm not aware of them.
Okay.
So maybe you can.
All right, sure. Mr. Dodu.
Yes.
He said the inflation that has dropped from 3.3% to 3.3% wouldn't be sustainable. So any moment from now, we should prepare ourselves because it's temporal.
You know, it's very funny when I hear an MPP communicator sits right by me and spew falsehood. Because per what I told you initially, that Honorable Stephen Hamwa, their own former finance minister, said emphatically.
Please, to not reject you, Honorable Stephen Hamwa wasn't our finance minister. Please.
Deputy.
It wasn't deputy, it was Honorable Abina Osai.
Deputy.
It wasn't deputy finance minister, please.
What was he?
I'm begging you,
what
please.
Was he?
He wasn't a minister, he was just a ranking member on the finance
Your
committee.
ranking member in a finance committee, which you have agreed today, said clearly, unequivocally, that he bought a bunch of plantain of 50 Ghana cedis and he was surprised because at first he used to buy it as 100 cedis. Hasn't the economy affected him as well? See, inflation rates, which skyrocketed to 54%, is now 3.3%. Tell me that the economy is not working. World Bank policy report indicated that over 850,000 were beneath the poverty line in your tenure. But today, the Ghana Statistical Service has clearly indicated that over 950,000 people are above the poverty line because of low inflation. And because of low inflation, you can clearly see that prices of goods and commodities are very low now. A bag of cement, which was sold at 30 cedis in 2016. Please. Allow me, don't interject, because when you were speaking,
I'll come back.
I allowed you to speak freely. I'm saying that in 2016, before we left power, cement was 30 cedis. It skyrocketed when they came into power to 130 cedis. Today, because of prudent governance, good economy, cement prices is at 75 cedis. And again, a ton of iron rod, which was sold in their tenor at 9,600 Ghana cedis, today is sold at 6,000 Ghana cedis. It should tell me that is a lie. You see, Akufo-Addo Bawumia government, they were just like Aki and Popo. It was Aki and Popo government because Dr. Bawumia siphoned $12 million. And I told you that he said he was going to construct the Polugu Dam, the irrigation system. He didn't do that. Ask me if he even built a block for them. The people of the Northeast are crying because of what Dr. Bawumia did. We were here when Kwesi Nyantakyi told us that Akufo-Addo is in his pocket. We were here, so they messed up the economy. We were here when the office of the special prosecutor labeled ex-president Akufo-Addo as the mother serpent of corruption. We were here when Bawumia, who is a gargantuan corrupt personality, looted the skyrocketed the PDS deal from bank guarantee to insurance guarantee. That is what Bawumia did. That is why the economy was so reckless. We were here when Cecilia Dapa was giving $430 million to dredge the Odo Lagoon. What did they do? They hid the money under their beds, and the economy messed up. We were here when $8 million was given to build a national cathedral. What did they do? They dashed the money within themselves, shared it among friends and families. Today, we have the biggest pits with highest amount of money being dug with it. So if you are here and you say you didn't, the economy was performing well under your tenure, then what are you telling me? Today, we're here when Dr. Bawumia said emphatically that you arrest the CD and give the keys to the IGP. Today, on Friday, Honorable His Excellency John Dramani Mahama stated that today the currency, the Ghana cedi, we are making it strong to fight other currencies. Now you are not hearing that they will arrest the CD and give the keys to the IGP. We were here when Samira Bawumia, the wife of Dr. Bawumia, said that my husband is the economic guru. He moved from economy to digitalization. We were all here. You were here with me. You understand me? So if we are talking of prudent governance and good inflation, we are not saying that commodities are not increasing, but in a marginal level, that today when you go to the market and you buy a commodity at 50 cedis, tomorrow you can maybe 50 and 1 peso. It will not skyrocket to 100 cedis because there was a time when you buy even bread of 10 cedis, tomorrow when you go they will sell it at 15 cedis. That is what people were saying. There was high inflation. You understand me? We are not saying that commodities wouldn't increase, but we are saying that at a marginal level. You understand me? So I can see that he was contradicting himself and he didn't even know what to say. When you asked him that question, that did they leave a good economy for us, because he was talking about their members are talking that their members are saying that they left a good economy. That is why we are enjoying now. He couldn't even say anything. You understand? So this clearly states that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and Honorable Atufosin and the governor of the Bank of Ghana are doing a very good job for Ghanaians. All indicators are in right shape. So Ghanaians are okay. Ghanaians are doing well. At least it's better than the previous administration, where our fuel prices skyrocketed to 17 cedis. People couldn't even in Trotro. When you are in Trotro, people fight with mates because of 50 pesos in their tenor. But today you don't see people fighting with mates. First, everybody used to say, "I'll pay this amount. I'll pay it." But today, there's some kind of serenity when you pick your Trotro. So you can see that so many years Ghanaians have wished to experience this kind of, peace in this economy, and that is what they are experiencing now under His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. So if it's Baba that is going to chew, he has done chew and boy and is spoiling it here, I don't know, but you have to understand what is happening in the economy. This is not Baba, this is not classroom that you do and 60%, and this is practical example. And people are feeling it. You are feeling it yourself. He's also feeling. Ask him of his transport. Yes, ask him exactly. Ask him of his transport fare to this place.
I'm not feeling anything.
Ask him of his transport fare to this place, and he will tell you. You understand me? So I think the NDC, the MPP, as party, they are just corrupt, palpable liars, and they spew falsehood. That is what they've been doing from inception till today. So I'm not surprised he's also learning from his, party members, because if Nana Akufo-Addo can be described as the mother serpent of corruption, then we were doomed in that regime. We were so doomed that WikiLeaks even described that Bawumia can lie. WikiLeaks described Dr. Bawumia that he is the greatest liar of all time. You understand? So if our economy previously was managed by Aki and Popo, Bawumia and Akufo-Addo, that means we're experiencing a lot of suffering in that region.
So now, I'll come back to you.
Yes.
He's referring to the former president and the vice as Aki and Popo. Well, what you have to say, he said there were claims, right? And then he's saying that the former president with the vice didn't manage the economy very well, and the former president was being described as the mother serpent of corruption.
It's a lie.
It's a lie.
You sit here. I see you as a father, and I spend it. Oh, please don't.
You
don't.
can check if he says it's a lie.
He didn't interject.
Don't, please.
Yes.
I respect you as a father. Don't. You sit here. I take you as a father, and you are spreading falsehood to our populace or to our audience that are watching or listening to us. Number one, I don't know if him really understand the meaning of inflation. Inflation doesn't mean decrease price. It means the rate at which price decrease. Like it's like a car. A car is going speed, maybe 500 meters per second. So right now it have come to 450 meters per second. It doesn't necessarily mean that it have decreased.
So it doesn't really shows.
Yes.
So it takes time.
In price
it takes time to show
I told you
on the market level.
It's a marginal increment.
So it takes time to show.
I gave you clear example.
So if you say I'll come back. I'll come back to you, but let him make his point.
I don't understand. I explained it right here.
Yeah, you're right.
Exactly. So why is he saying I don't understand?
Let him make his point first. Okay, Mr. James.
He was saying that my government was talking about Dr. Bawumia, how he's a corrupt person. Please, I wanted for him to retract that statement, because where Dr. Bawumia have reached, he haven't reached there, and it's spreading.
So he has no right to call him that.
He has no evidence against him that he's a corrupt leader. So please, I want for you to retract that statement right now. I see you as a father.
I'm not a father. I'm like a brother to you.
No, you're my father now.
So I'm saying that I didn't quote. I said WikiLeaks described.
What is WikiLeaks?
WikiLeaks.
Is it Wikipedia you're talking about?
WikiLeaks described.
And it's funny, bro. It's Wikipedia.
So
it's Wikipedia.
We have WikiLeaks and Wikipedia. You understand? So when I'm saying
it's a different thing.
When I'm saying WikiLeaks and I'm saying Wikipedia, you should understand. There's no way I wouldn't know that it's Wikipedia. Check from Wikipedia. You can know. You clearly see that. They describe Dr. Bawumia as the greatest liar of all.
He wants a proof
of the WikiLeaks.
That shows that he wants it from you personally.
I want it from WikiLeaks.
That Akufo-Addo is the mother serpent of corruption. So back to you. You are making a point.
He was talking a lot, spreading falsehood, talking. I don't know if it's ignorant, like he's not living in this country. That Dr. Bawumia is a liar. The country was run by Aki and Popo. So much lies that Dr. Bawumia came.
If he said there is no WikiLeaks, he's not updated. This is WikiLeaks. This is WikiLeaks. Maybe you are not updated. This is WikiLeaks. Maybe you are not updated.
Oh, I'm talking.
You are not updated. You are saying
so
exactly.
Yeah. Let him land first. Okay.
He was talking so bad that Dr. Bawumia base value the Ekwadobi, here Kufado, they run by Ake Popo. But I want to tell him that this your president. He was the same person that you call himself.
Can you please talk to them?
He's a dead goat. He said it in 2015 that he's a dead goat. So how can a dead goat run a country? He also said politicians even lie. This is the same John Mahama in president. You lied in front addressing the State of the Nation address. You lied that you have created 1 million jobs, which is not true. According to the Ghana statistician, you have created about 330,000 jobs, and a whole president. Also disappointed in him. I see Mahama as a father. I see Mahama as a role model in some way. Since it's not like we are on different sides, so I don't see him as a role model. But he lied in front of the whole country, in front of 38 million Ghanaians.
Okay.
You have the edge to lie in front of 30 million Ghanaians. How can this president be trusted?
I think the table is suffering. So
how can this president be trusted? And come and tell me here that Dr. Bame is a liar, whilst your president have been lying in front of the whole country during the SONA. He is contradicting what.
Okay, so you're trying to say that during the SONA, where the president stated that during his 1 year he has created 1 million jobs for Ghanaians, you are saying it's false.
It's false. You can check Joy News.
There is no evidence backing that.
You can check Joy News. You can check Joy News.
Give you.
There is a false.
I'll come back to you.
Joy News did a fact check. Fact check, and they said it's a false claim that John Mahama created 1 million jobs, and even the Ghana statistician.
Please, Mike.
Even the Ghana statistician said back in, let's say, around January like that there were he stated emphatically there were 330,000 jobs created. So I don't know why the president will have that eager. The first gentleman of this land will stand in front of all Ghanaians, addressing all Ghanaians on the State of the Nation address, and you lie to Ghanaians that you have created 1 million jobs. How can he be trusted? Someone who also lied in opposition that when he come, he will pay cocoa farmers 6,000. Right now, I've seen them paying cocoa farmers 2,300 and something, and some coins be, and you send this one for Boaman to farms, and you people are claiming that 3,500 and something is better than 2,000. Which math is this? Do you people even calculate? Do you have mathematicians in the NDC? I'll repeat this. How can you say 2,000 and some coins is better than 3,000? How can you say this? You are putting it on the world market. Why not? You know about external shocks. Why not? You know about external shocks. You are blaming the world market that since prices have come down, the world market is affecting them. Oh, John Mahama is a bloody liar. Then back to Atu Forcing.
Mahama is a bloody liar. He's a bloody liar.
He's a liar.
Okay.
If my words were true, he's a liar. And back to Atu Forcing. You were saying Dr. Baumia, some Palugu Dam, some this one, Bisa. Back to Atu Forcing, a minister in office. We are giving monies to procure ambulances. What did he see? It's not Abubo has received this one ambulances in his government. We are giving money to procure ambulances, and you bring Abubo to us. Thanks to the best president ever in the Fourth Republic, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. God continues to bless him.
Okay.
He supplied every constituency, all the 276 constituencies, with well-equipped ambulance that is helping in saving of lives of dear Ghana. So I don't know, sit here, a person you can be like a father to me, lie, spread false rules that Dr. Baumia is a liar. Dr. Baumia is this. The country is run by Akim Popo. The country is run by this one. Whilst when you were in position, he said things. Sam George, Ablakwa, they said that the president is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. And if you want to stop Galamsey, he can stop it right now. But what you are saying, the same Sam George said on CTTV that it will be unfair for Ghanaians to give the president 90 days to stop Galamsey. What are you saying?
Okay. So I'm not cutting you short, but you make a claim that President Mahama stating he has created 1 million jobs is false. Now, I don't know whether you also remembered when our former vice president, Baumia, stated that he has created 21 million jobs. I don't know whether you saw that though.
2.1 million jobs.
Please, don't.
He has also created.
Please,
yes. 2.1 million jobs, 21 million jobs. He said they have created jobs, and then there were a lot of facts cross-checked that showed that that only existed on paper and not on ground. So what about that? Because I could vividly remember that after he made that claim, we still had people or graduates who were protesting that they were not employed. But then he stated,
said 20 billion.
No, he said he created 2.1 million jobs.
2.1 million.
So
my question to you is, I'm sure it tallies with what the government statistician said, because if people are even protesting, they can be paid by the NDC to create some analogy of protesting to harm our government. But this one, the John Mohammed's claim, it was rebutted by the government statistician. He said, well, John Mohammed was contradicting what the government statistician said. The government statistician said 330,000 jobs. John Mohammed said 1 million jobs. But when Dr. Bamia said he created 2.1 million jobs, I wasn't seeing any government statistician contradicting what he said. So I don't.
So you believe that 2.1 million jobs?
It was duly created.
It was created. Then so why then do we have people? Still demonstrating that they were not being employed.
You know the antics of the NDC.
So you feel like it's just a propaganda something?
It's just a propaganda because we need evidence to rebel against or to reback against that statement Dr. Bamia made.
So he mentioned Paul. You were talking about Paul Lugu, but you didn't end. What happened? Because the MPP took money for Paul Lugu Dam, and then the dam is nowhere. So where is it?
The Paul Lugu Dam.
Yes.
He said the dam is nowhere.
The dam is nowhere. So you're trying to say you've created a dam?
I'm not trying to say.
Yeah.
That.
So where is the dam and where is the money?
Where is the dam? And before we left office, we're working on a dam.
Okay.
Actually, so maybe due to our exit.
I get you.
We weren't able to complete
I get you. So the money you took, you started some. The money you took for the Paul Lugu Dam.
We started.
You started it.
We started. Maybe some minor works. I'm not.
Some minor. Okay.
I'm not.
So that. He's tempting me. So sorry, that was just by the way. So it means the money you took for the Paul Lugu Dam, you did minor works, and that was actually the money you took for the Paul Lugu Dam. That's what you're trying to say. I'm trying to pick up from what you said right now that the money you took. Why are you laughing? No, okay, so the money you took for the Paul Lugu Dam, which was supposed to be created, you said you used it to do minor works. So then I was asking that, so the money you took about 60.7 million or so for the Paul Lugu Dam, it's just for minor works. So the NDC will now come to complete it, right?
It wasn't just for minor works.
Oh, okay.
But the time in which we plan to do the projects.
Okay.
It was maybe we thought we'd be re-elected. We have confidence. Confidence that we'll be re-elected in the 2025 election. But the good people of Ghana voted us out, and now they are enjoying the suffering of the NDC. So that's why we're not able to.
Okay. So before I leave you, do you see the NDC government treading on a path of maintaining fiscal discipline with their economy?
Do they even understand fiscal discipline? Do they even understand fiscal discipline?
They don't understand.
They don't understand fiscal discipline. Sometimes it marvels me when Dr. Kesato Forsen comes on TV, be quoting macroeconomic indicators. That's not reflecting in our pockets, in the ordinary Ghanaian pockets. I was watching a video last 2 days ago. There was a guy, an ordinary Ghanaian.
Okay.
The macroeconomic indicators they are created is only for the NDC and the rich, only for their government and their children to enjoy. But the ordinary Ghanaian is not enjoying.
Okay.
The guy was saying that inflation is down, fuel is down. Like most of the macro indicators are good, but still when you go and buy one ball of banku, it's around 7 cedi.
Banku.
One ball of banku
7 cedis.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and a small piece of fish.
I know of Kinky, but I don't know of Banku.
Oh, Banku,
it's
7 cedis.
Kinky is also sold at 7 cedis.
Okay, you see, you cry, attesting to the fact. When in our government, Kinky was at 5 cedis.
Your government, Kinky was 5 cedis.
My government, Kinky was 5 cedis.
Okay.
Sam George, General Mosquito, they'll go bring a Kenke board doing their final campaign rally at I forgot the place, doing their final campaign rally. We bring a board of Kenke, was saying doing this one, doing their tenure, Kenke was like 3 CDs to 2 CDs. Our tenure, Kenke was 5 CDs. So right now the economy is not working, things are not going on well, we are suffering. That's what they said. But right now they are testing to the fact Kenke is 7 CD with the info sheets, macroeconomic indicators.
But do you know, even with the 7 CDs, people are buying Kenke. They are still saying that it's okay. It's okay with them. But do you Ghanaians are saying that.
Are you sure?
Yeah, they say, oh, we go out to interview people. So sometimes we pick feedback from our interviewees. And then some of them are saying
maybe
that they are just, are you trying, maybe they are just trying to cover up for the government.
They are NDC. How? Because we know them already. Someone that can say 3,000 is higher than 2,000 there. We know them, so they can say 7 CDs is better than 5 CDs.
Okay.
But I'm shocked that the ordinary Ghanaian will see Kenke. Where do you go? Is he still going to interview that people?
Oh, we go everywhere. We go Accra, like every place.
I'm not sure.
You're not sure.
I'm not sure that a Ghanaian will say he's satisfied paying 7 CDs for Kenke.
So for you, the 7 CDs is too expensive.
It's too much. Oh, 7 CDs is too much with inflation. Oh, inflation is at 3.3%. So prices of goods and services need to be like coming down at a marginal rate.
But you also at a marginal right. Because you said it doesn't reflect directly, but you've covered up. So, but do you want to say something again?
I want to say my ending statement.
Okay.
My last statement before you go to him. I see this government, there are governments for propagandas, lies. They fueled on propaganda to come into power. In 2024, they had a lot of press conferences on Galamsey sites. They had a lot of press conferences at spots that were unnecessary. Sam George sat on TV and said that Nanado is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. So he can, within 3 months, he can end Galamsey. The same person came to sit on City TV and said that it is unfair to give John Mahama 90 days to end Galamsey. Isn't that hypocrisy? Isn't that total unfairness to the Ghanaian people? So I'll just say the Ghanaian people should trust in the MPP, even though there are some tensions in the party. But are building unity, and you should trust in our flag bearer. And surely 2028
you'll be back to power.
We will gain power because what the NDC are doing there.
It's enjoy car.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Dodo.
You see, you trust the MPP at your own peril. We were here when ex-president Nana Akufo-Addo rented luxurious private jets, chilling in the sky, chewing chicken and chips. And Ghanaians were suffering. Today, you bring issue of unemployment. When we're leaving power in 2016, the unemployment rate was 7%. When they came into power, the unemployment rate skyrocketed to 14.7%. Ask them what they did to NAPCO. Dr. Baumia stated that he created 2.1 million jobs. Where? And where did he create that jobs? When we're leaving power in 2016, we had Ghanaian youth, over 800 people who weren't employed. But they came into power and they said clearly that they created 2.1 million jobs. So if I left 800,000 people unemployed and you came into power and you created 2.1 million jobs, where is the arrears of the jobs? Where is the arrears? Nothing can be found. NAPCO, we're here when you created NAPCO, and NAPCO got destroyed from 2018 to 2022. You couldn't pay NAPCO. And those same NAPCO people are now MPP social media communicators. Yes, because they weren't paid. And you could see people from NAPCO, head of affairs in NAPCO, saying that the NAPCO employees should go and find their own private jobs because they can't be paid. 8 months NAPCO employees weren't paid. And you are here talking of employment. See, MPP, you have no infantry to even talk about employment when it comes to governance. They have no infantry to talk about employment because NDC has done well. When we were talking, he was talking about Russia-Ukraine war. You know, everything in this country, they constituted to Russia-Ukraine war. And the World Bank policy document, which consists of 150 pages, page 10 of the document says that there is nothing like Russia-Ukraine war that affected the economy. There is nothing like Russia-Ukraine. So what are they talking about? Everything they constituted to Russia-Ukraine war. And this is Russia-Ukraine war is still happening, and inflation is at 3.3%. Russia-Ukraine war is still happening, and you can see that prices of war have not skyrocketed. And until we come out vividly to say that prices have been increased, then you are speaking in abstracts that prices will be increased. You are speaking in abstracts that prices will be increased, but we practically haven't brought anything out that prices have been increased. But if you say that because of what is happening, prices will be increased, then you are speaking in abstracts. You understand me? He is so confused that they didn't do anything good when they were in power. And he is saying that Ghanaians should trust in them again.